Welcome to Food and Loathing, where we have been making Las Vegas hungry for about 4 years.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we've also been giving them great options for satiating that hunger for about 4 years. This week, we are celebrating, you can hear her already, the triumphant return of my co-host, Gemini Stevens.
Oh my gosh.
She came back in a big way. I thought we were going to ease back into this, but no, we are at the Black Sheep. She planned this. She called it her friend, Jamie Tran, Chef Jamie Tran, fantastic world-renowned
I love her
chef.
so much.
So you got us here. Gemini's going to be engineering. Rich Johnson's going to be producing. As always, it'll be easier for him because I'm not fucking things up trying to engineer. So this should be a great. We're going to be joined by Jamie in the middle of the show. I think she might be bringing out some food prior to that. But before we get to any of that, it's been about a month since I've had the pleasure of recording with you in person. So how the fuck are you?
I'm okay. Yeah. It was a little touch and go there for a minute. It's no secret that my body hates me. So I had to surprise you a couple of times and say, hey, here's a box of stuff. Please go record this. But yeah, I've been doing really good. I've had good support, and especially from you guys. Thank you. And I've loved listening. I'm kind of excited about what you've been up to.
Cool.
But I'm excited even more to be back.
I hope I haven't fucked it up too badly while you've been gone.
Not at all.
We got a lot coming up. We're going to talk about the Bellagio yacht. Yeah, you heard that right. Also, Joe Valdez will tell us about the new seasonal menu at Basilico. Andrew Morgan has a report on the best happy hour deals in Las Vegas.
Yes.
By the way, Basilico is one of them. And of course, our hostess with the mostest, celebrity chef, Jamie Tran. But first, this is how we do it every week. We talk about where we've been dining, so that maybe something we say will sound fucking delicious, and you will want to go there. So Gemini, I know you've been, bouncing forth. Your health has been up and down, but have you been eating any place great in Vegas?
Man,
recently?
I hit the ground running. I've got here like last Tuesday or Wednesday. Oh my God, I don't even know. It's been a crazy month. Had emergency trip to Australia and all kinds of other shit. So, but yes, I came in. I'm so excited. So I've been, of course, paying attention to your social media. I'm always looking at Neon Feast because there's always new stuff going up. And so I was inspired by some other people's goings on. So I went to, in no particular order, I've been to Red Dwarf already for that pineapple does belong on pizza that they have.
Pineapple Detroit pizza?
Yes.
Red Dwarf, by the way, people... It's got a great rum collection, right? They're really known for the rum collection. It's got a great craft beer collection.
Yep.
And it has some of the best fucking Detroit pizza in town.
Yeah.
I mean, there are only 1 or 2 people that do quality. I'd say 2 or 3 at the most that do quality Detroit pizza in this town. And Red Dwarf is one.
Oh, it is solid. I mean, you get that cheese on the edges. Everything is so crispy. I love you get that layer of sauce on top of your toppings, so your toppings don't dry out. Like, I love regular pizza, don't get me wrong, but I mean, I hadn't had a good Detroit in a while, and it was just a solid walk back into Vegas to do that. And in addition to the rum, they also do a lot of like whiskey stuff and really inspired cocktails. Sarah Ryan over there, she calls herself Day Girl. She says she does her Day Girl shit. She's a huge Taylor Swift fan, so she does a lot of cocktail programming named after Taylor Swift songs.
Okay.
But they are a lot of fun. She really thinks about not just what the song is about, but like what she wants you to think about and taste while you're drinking it. So my brother and I went over there. We had this pizza. We had a couple of cocktails. You've just got to get in. And it's such a good deal. I mean, the drinks are inexpensive. The pizza's amazing. You get the Detroit pizza sliced into 4 huge pieces, and between the two of us, we couldn't finish it. We still had to take pizza home. So
Damn.
Get over there. It's so worth it. Yeah.
I understand from existing in this universe, and there's no way I could not know this existing in planet Earth.
Yes.
Is that Taylor Swift has a new album out.
She does.
And I'm told it's pretty dirty.
Yeah. My understanding. I haven't listened to the whole thing yet. I've listened to a few songs. I wouldn't call myself a Swiftie, but I do like Taylor Swift. Some people are arguing that it's not just that it might be dirty, but that it's dirty in a like weird raunchy way because
Fuck
she's
yeah,
trying.
then I'm gonna like her.
Right. So that's how I was looking at it. But people are like kind of pissy that she's not angry and that she's in love and she's getting married and they want her to have this angst behind all of her stuff. I'm just let the girl be.
Well,
like,
I mean,
she's 30 something years old. Like she's a grown woman by now. We've been watching her since she was 13, 14 years old.
I
Like
have
just let
never
her do her thing.
understood Taylor Swift. I'm going to be the first to say it. She speaks to teenage girls and young women.
Yeah.
And I've never been a teenage girl or a young woman. So like she does not speak to me, which she doesn't fucking have to.
Right.
You know, like that's fucking cool. But I do like artists that grow as their life changes. They reflect things that grow. You know, Bruce Springsteen doing "Tunnel of Love" was a great fucking record. You know. I saw her once, actually. She played the Rock in Rio Festival down on Sahara Avenue when they brought that here to Vegas. And I did see her in basically an outdoor festival setting doing Shake It Off. That was the only song that I saw, but I was like, I don't really like her, but this fucking works as a
it gets
fucking
the crowd
stadium
going.
song.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Exactly.
Okay, so enough of that. My question was, is Sarah going to get dirtier with her
Oh,
cocktails?
I hope so. I hope so because we had some really fun ones yesterday. I mean, we're talking allspice, 5-spice, all kinds of like orgeat and falernum and just all the tiki stuff, but also some of the really cool craft cocktail stuff. She does a really good mashup, so that's why I have to give her a shout out on that. I stopped by Cafe Landwehr again. I hadn't been there in a while. Usually I go for breakfast with a girlfriend. That's the one that took over the old
Chinglish space.
Chinglish space, yep, over on Charleston. And I had a Reuben, and you know what? It was really fucking good.
I love a good Reuben.
Oh my
man.
God. I asked for a little extra cheese because they tend to be a little stingy, in my opinion. But the sauce was great. The bread was great. It was stacked really well. They don't overdo it, but you're also not starving.
So they use sauerkraut on that?
Oh, yeah.
Not coleslaw, right?
No,
It's like the
sauerkraut.
difference between a Reuben and a Rachel, kind of, I think.
Something like that, yeah. I don't always know the names, but that one I know because I love anything fermented, so sauerkraut I'm a huge fan. Yeah. Stopped into Legends Oyster Bar and Grill on Durango.
Love them.
Oh my God, so much. And you mentioned oysters. I was like, yes, I want more oysters in my life. I got fried oysters. Their fried oysters are good. They stay crispy. And then I got some lobster bisque. I like how you can get now, and maybe you've always been able to do it and I just didn't notice, you can get extra meat for your bisque. So if you want crab or if you want shrimp or if you want sausage or you want lobster, you can do all of that. So a friend of mine and I made just a meal out of it. An order of soup, an order of the oysters, and just split it. Really good over there. I tried a couple of little fresh things that they had ordered as well. Some of their just fresh cut fish and one of their, I think it was a new salad that had this really bright, that Asian sort of sweet and sour spicy sauce kind of, oh, so good. Got to go in there. I saw that James Trees, because we love James Trees, posted about a tripe dish that he was doing at Esther's. So I have eaten I've eaten that tripe dish from Esther's, and I've had dinner at El Solito Posto because we had a friend had a 51st birthday this year or this month, and a bunch of friends that we don't all get together were together. So we went to El Solito Posto, took over one of the banquettes over there, but I also got that tripe dish from Esther's. And let me tell you, if it's still on the menu, because I don't know how long they're going to have it, eat it, eat it, eat it. It is so good. They even came out and described to us how long it takes to cook. This is like a 13-hour dish with different braises and marinades and all. Oh my God.
I love that they're doing tripe. My offal days, I think, are kind of
Are
behind
they?
me, man. I mean, like, look, if somebody wants to make me like brains and scrambled eggs, I'll eat that
So
any
good.
day of the week, you know.
Yeah.
So it's not like, but like tripe, never really liked it. I pretended to like it because
Okay.
I wanted to be cool,
Sure.
you know. And there's some offal meat that I really only ate because I wanted to be fucking cool.
Yeah.
And you know what? I realize I'm old. I'm never going to be fucking cool again. I was cool, by the way, you young fucks. I was cool.
You
And when
are
I was
cool.
cool, I was cooler than any of you will
That's
ever
right.
be. But I'm not cool anymore, so now I don't have to pretend. So I'm not eating tripe.
Well, if anybody gets the chance, do it. It's super tender. It just has that chew that you want. It's got a beautiful sauce with it. Just really, really lovely. And the dinner at El Solito Posto was fantastic. They even brought out one of the salads that we had ordered, because we just ordered for the table, had nuts in it. They brought out a smaller version for a friend who was allergic to nuts to make sure that she could enjoy it. I think that was the pear salad with some radicchio and things like that. We had the malfadine pasta with the cacio e pepe. We had this rolled stuffed eggplant. We had like 4 different pastas. We had a couple of salads. They have a 16-ounce, I believe the weight is correct, pork tomahawk right now that was so delicious and so tender. And I usually don't like a pork tomahawk coming out to me already cut up. Pisses me off. Pork dries out really easily. Such a lean. This was not that. It had crispy bits on the edges. It was super tender inside. So, yeah, I think I did pretty good for only having been here a few days to get ready for this.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, you did great. So, I guess that means it's my turn. Those were some great things, but I'm looking over here. Jesus Christ, Jamie Tran.
Oh, my
Jamie,
God.
our visit. Yes, she's bringing food. I love it when they bring food.
I know. Oh, my gosh.
What the hell? How you doing? Say hi to everybody.
Hi.
Jamie, what are you dropping at our table?
Oh, my goodness.
I am dropping off. So these are my Vietnamese coffee wings. So
Ooh.
basically I took condensed milk and I caramelized it. And then I made a sauce out of it, out of Vietnamese coffee. And then we have tapioca for crunch and lime and radish for freshness. So this is one of our new appetizers.
Wow. So all that is one dish.
This is another dish.
Oh, okay.
So this one here is our hamachi crudo with
Oh.
pickled ginger, tom yum gelée. So it kind of looks like uni texture. It has a texture of uni, but it has like that tom yum punch.
Ooh.
And then we have these coconut crackers, rice crackers. So you can eat it. You know how I like texture. It's
Yeah.
like, texture, crunch, and then fresh, a little mango and stuff for freshness. So that's our hamachi crudo.
That looks amazing, Jamie.
We're going to
thank
start
you.
digging into this.
Yeah,
Can you
we
hand me
are.
some of that silverware that I just cleared off the table. Because now we're going to need
Right.
it.
Make room for the equipment. Now we need to
Yeah,
eat.
now we need to eat. If you have share plates, that's great. But, you know.
Yeah, we're fine. I mean, I'm fine either
Yeah,
way.
we're fine either way. We
I'm
can
gonna share.
all eat out of the same thing. Okay, I'm taking a bite of this.
Yeah,
over
get
here.
into that.
What am I eating now? What am I putting in my mouth? She just told me.
Vietnamese coffee ribs. Looks
Right.
like.
Oh,
Oh
man.
my God.
I
Look,
love
it just
that little
pulls
crunch
right
on
off
the
the
top.
bone.
Yeah, I was going the wrong way with it.
Oh. Oh my God.
Oh, man.
That crunch, that caramelized Vietnamese coffee,
Oh, hot.
sort of sweet and sour. Oh my God, Jamie.
Squeeze the lime.
Oh,
get it
yeah.
back at the table.
You have to squeeze that. And then the radish, give it like
Thank you, darling.
the radish will go with it.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Okay,
God.
yeah. That's why you guys love this podcast. We just fucking eat on the air.
Right?
don't give a
It's just
shit.
lunch ASMR.
If food shows up, we're eating. And sorry if you don't like it.
Oh my God.
I got to get all this beautiful rib sauce off.
That's
coffee
right.
sauce off of my fingers. Okay. So, Jim, thank you for sharing all those
Absolutely.
great places that you went. My turn, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I want to hear it.
God, I want to eat though.
I know.
Okay. I actually had 7. Oh, wait, Jamie's back. More.
Oh my gosh.
So this is one of our another new dish. It's our chicken dumpling. So I used to eat chicken curry when I was younger. So it's a green curry we make with chicken dumplings, chicken skin, and then our house-made chili oil, and then and basil for basil.
Okay, cool.
I'm a
Thank
sucker
you.
for chili oil.
Okay, now as Gemini starts digging into all of these, because we got to talk. We got to
Yeah.
talk about something at this point, other than what's sitting in front of us that nobody else gets to eat.
That's right.
I actually had really quiet 7 days with a few notable exceptions. Tomorrow, after we record this, I was actually booked for 3 events. Had to ask other people to cover them for me. So this is going to be next week's going to be huge.
Yeah.
But this past week, not a lot going on. You know, I didn't want to go out because I was trying to save my appetite for Joël Robuchon.
Oh,
Like,
that's right. 20th anniversary.
you got to like not eat for months in advance before you go and do a tasting menu at Robuchon. But before I get to that one, and as I dig into some crudo, I dropped by Basilico for happy hour. One of my favorite happy hours in town. I had a salami flatbread, very different from the pizzas Joe's doing over there. This is kind of oval shaped. Then I had a couple of my favorites, the cavatelli with sausage and soda cern cheese, the spicy shrimp with artichoke and tomatoes. I was there to chat with actually Chef Joe about the full new menu rollout, and you know what? I'll talk about that in the news section. On Friday, I set my alarm early so I could be at Bellagio at 6 a.m.
On purpose?
I know, that's really weird, right? I mean, in the old days, that's when I would start my nights.
I was going to
but-
say.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm eating this. I'm crunching again. So, yeah, I had to go down because I wanted to see the spectacle of a yacht driving down Las Vegas Boulevard, hoisted on a crane into Lake Bellagio, and taking its first journey past the fountains. Here are the basics of what's happening. It's being done in conjunction with next month's opening of Carbone Riviera in the Picasso lakefront space. It is Bellagio's boat, not Carbone's.
Okay.
But it'll be used to give groups of up to 4 invited guests short cruises past the fountains with light snacks. And those are the basics, but honestly, I've got Bellagio's Senior VP of Hospitality, Franz Kalau, and he elaborated on that for me.
In the history of Bellagio, this is one of the more special moments. In a couple of weeks, we're opening Carbone Riviera, which is a partnership with the major food group and the Carbone brand. This is going to be an Italian restaurant with a heavy seafood focus, a live fish program, and with that, we had this amazing idea to bring in and introduce the Riva boat. Riva is the famous Italian boat company out of Italy, a 180-year history. We purchased the Riva Anniversario boat. There's only 18 of them. This is technically a yacht. It's 33 feet long. And for select invited guests only, we're going to offer this exclusive experience where you can drive around the lake during the fountain show and see a perspective that's never been seen before, right? So to see this show from the lake, on the lake, is something that we've never done before. So super exclusive, exciting experience, and we're really looking forward to offering this to those select invite guests only.
Okay, somebody's sitting at home trying to decide if they're going to be a select invite guest. What should they just call their VIP host or something?
Something like that. This is not unlike other experiences that we have in MGM resorts that are exclusive invite guests only. So in that theme, this is something that we intentionally want to keep it exclusive and very special.
How often will it be going out every day, and how many people will it take?
So the boat can hold 6 people. So we anticipate 4 guests, the boat captain, and a server for light bites and drinks and things like that. And we expect it to, we don't know for sure yet, but we expect it to be used pretty regularly for those guests that we talked about.
Thank you, Mr. Franz Kalau. Yeah, I'm so worried. I always get these executives' names wrong. And it makes me feel so bad. I'm just... Okay. Anyway, sorry if I mispronounced anybody today. I laid low for the weekend because I had this Robuchon reservation on Sunday. I wanted to stay hungry. As you've heard on this podcast, 20th anniversary of Joël Robuchon, and they brought back their original menu for 4 nights, their original 14-course degustation menu. And yeah, this is, in the early days, that's when they just didn't give a fuck about how long you were going to be there, right? It was just like, you coming into Robuchon, this is your whole day. It could be your whole fucking week. We're going to keep you here. We're going to entertain you. So yeah, I'm like, I have to go. They were kind enough to invite me, by the way, and I could never say no to that.
No
the
way.
room itself is as gorgeous as ever. Once you walk past those doors that say Robuchon on them, which are beautiful in their own right, but they kind of blend into a casino, and you've got the Ka Theater right next to it and everything. Once you walk through those doors, you are in a totally different world, I have to say.
Yeah.
And it is just like, you feel like you're royalty, It feels like a palace. Now, I've eaten at a lot of super gourmet restaurants. Hold on, I'm taking some fish.
Yeah, do it.
Good fish, love it. I've eaten at a lot of super gourmet restaurants. I may have eaten at places that people will say are fancier than Robuchon. But for that classic French dining in the Palace of Versailles feel.
Yeah.
Robuchon.
That vibe.
Delivers that on a level that makes it worth, is it worth the $500 and some per person for a tasting menu? That's what people ask me. I didn't have it, so I was not going to spend it. They were kind enough to invite me. By the way, you can go broke on tips in this town.
Yes, you
even
can.
if you get comped. But is it worth it? It had delivered anything that I would want if I was spending that amount of money on a restaurant. Everything from service to decor to the food to absolutely everything is as close to perfect as I could want it to be. And so I would say, if you have that kind of money and figure that, 2 people and you want to do the full menu, you could be going $1,500 to $1,000.
It was
$2,000.
We went earlier this year, a friend of mine and I. It was a gift from my friend, which I really appreciated. But looking at it from the point that we did pay for it, we were not invited. It was, I think, $2,500 with tip for the 2 of us, and we had not the highest wine pairing, but we had a wine pairing. And I would say it was a worthy experience. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, and again, that's a relative question. You know, like, whoa, is it worth it?
Right,
Like,
right.
I mean, I don't know if it's fucking worth it or not. Because if you don't have the money, it's not worth
Right,
it in
exactly.
a million years. No, don't not pay your rent for a month to
Right.
go to Robuchon.
No.
Pay your rent first.
Yeah.
But if you are a fortunate person that can pay their rent and still have a couple grand left over to go to a fine dining restaurant, I highly recommend Robuchon. The only restaurant in Las Vegas ever to get 3 Michelin stars. And that's because Michelin was only here for a few years and then
There's
they
that.
left. But they're still here. They're still crushing it. I'm going to talk about some of the things we had. 14 courses. I'm just going to blow through these. They started off with a little citron frozen lemon gelée and vanilla to get your palate cleansed. Then the tomato dish that's been around forever. Little diamond of tomato, crab, and then a verjuice coulis, right?
Yep.
So basically I don't know. It's basically made from grapes, right? Verjuice is something that comes from grapes, so they've made that into a little coulis. They put it in there. Anyway, really fucking great dish. I'm just going to tell you a couple others that I loved. I can't go through them all. The caviar imperial, you've all seen that. Caviar over crab in a crustacean gelée with cauliflower dots. That's stayed on the menu. It's still fantastic. But a couple things that surprised me. I did not remember eating them before.
I was going to say,
20 years ago, right?
What was rattling around your brain?
So, leithan, which is tuna tartare with red bell pepper confit and cured ham.
Ooh.
I would never think to put those flavors together. Fucking awesome. And then after that one came what may be my favorite thing of the night, Le Pommes de Terre. Fingerling potatoes with shaved truffles and a carpaccio of foie gras.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, then we had some lettuce cream poured over some sweet onion custard. That was, of course, a frog leg done in phyllo dough, which was really fucking cool. With his little leg sticking out with chanterelles. There's some sea urchin flan. You know that truffled langoustine ravioli he's been doing for years. That was fantastic. Brittany lobster. I mean, it was pan-fried. Oh, I loved the sea bass. It was pan-fried sea bass with lemongrass foam and stewed baby leeks, and it was just fucking amazing.
Oh my God.
And I'll go through it first and real quick. We did the cheese cart, loved it. Although Sue is no longer an a pois fan, I still like a pois, which is the stinkiest of all cheeses.
I love that.
And yeah, the cheese cart we did a couple desserts. It was wonderful, and
Oh
that's
my
it.
God.
But in the meantime, Jamie Tran arrived at the table again. What do you got going on?
So I got this Vietnamese meatball growing up eating. It's not pork. I did lamb instead. So it's basically Vietnamese meatball su mai with garlic chips, mint, and baguette. So you traditionally just eat baguette and the meatballs and the sauce.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Italian, but looks Italian.
It does look very
It does look very
yeah.
Italian.
Okay, so that was it. That was my most exciting thing of the week.
That's
it was
amazing.
Robuchon. It was fantastic. I would never say anything negative about them. They delivered what they should deliver. Now, if you don't think anyone should charge that amount of money, I'm not going to tell you, you're wrong on that.
Right.
But if you have it, a lot of people get pissed off about exclusive shit,
Yeah.
especially now that we're doing this Vegas is too expensive bullshit
Oh
kick
my
that
God.
everybody's on. Because here's the deal. Not everything was made for me to experience. And not everything was made for every one of our listeners to
No.
experience. And the things that we do talk about, I think a Robuchon's a once in a lifetime meal.
Yeah.
I think that if you're lucky enough to eat at that level once a year, that should be how much you limit yourself to, because I've been at a point where I eat it all the time and, it loses its appeal.
I was
of
going to say,
places.
it becomes
It comes
ordinary.
every day, right?
Yeah.
So, and that everybody was all pissed off about the yacht at Bellagio on my social media, right?
I didn't understand the outrage. I thought, okay, they're doing a thing.
They're doing
Let
a
them
thing
do
for
it.
fucking rich people.
It's
They're
pretty,
goddamn Bellagio.
right.
You and me, we're not going to get to unless I do with a whole bunch of fucking media
Right.
people,
Yeah.
whom I love, but
But I want to expand on something that you said very pointedly, which is, there is this whole up in arms thing about, Vegas is too expensive. Nothing is affordable now. It's not that it's not affordable. It's that there are things that you want to be cheaper
yeah.
that are just not. And that's okay.
Right.
It doesn't.
Do not complain to me about the price of water at Wynn Las Vegas if you are not taking advantage of the lunch deals at Flamingo that we told you about.
Right.
Otherwise, fuck you. Because they're just because influencers get their shit, right? Like they get their shit for free. And I'm actually going to say some nice things about an influencer in the news, but Influencers get their shit for free. A lot of these people, they want to shoot it, they're getting comped, and then they do have to pay for something, and they're offended because they're living in a fucking world where people give you thousands and millions of dollars worth of shit for free, and then suddenly they've got to pay for a Wynn Las Vegas water. Actually, I think that was an Aria water that they were upset about time. Right? But, like, yeah, fuck you. It's a gorgeous place. Like, I don't know, man. When I've stayed in... Four Seasons and Ritz-Carltons in other cities, they're fucking expensive, man. That's why. They don't want people like me there. That's their deal. And I get it. Sometimes I don't want to be around people like me.
Yeah, people go, oh, well, I could never do that. It's too expensive. Okay, well, that's for you to decide.
Yeah, and everybody
I don't understand
in the world,
yucking someone else's yum for that.
No.
Like,
everybody in this world has something that they spend a shit ton of money on that their friends think is stupid. Yeah. And let me tell you, if you got a sneaker collection, if you got a purse collection.
Guilty.
A lot of your friends think that's a stupid thing to spend fucking money on, okay?
Exactly.
And so we spend it on food when we can.
Yeah.
That's about it. There's my thing. We still have got a lot of show for you today. Coming up, a happy hour report on oysters, and we got the news. But first, Jamie Tran is making her way over to our table. I know she's been here a couple times, but we're actually going to sit her ass in a chair, and we are going to talk about all sorts of shit.
Yeah, we are.
This is Food and Loathing. And as promised, joining us for this section, Jamie Tran. I told you when Gemini comes back to town, she does not come back to town unarmed. I was all set to do a little quiet recording this week. And she's like,
man.
No, we're going to see Jamie Tran. Jamie, how the hell are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
I'm doing well, man. It's been a hot minute. I think we did the Beverly Theater together, right?
Yeah.
Last time. We're doing shots in the back before we started. Went out to talk to the world about Vegas.
Right.
Yes,
I love
we
that.
did. I'm sober now.
Yeah, well, I'm always sober, but I just wanted to do a shot with you that day. So
Absolutely.
well, that's good. So you don't do shots here at the restaurant with your friends anymore?
Actually, do this now. My sous chef is my designated shot taker. So people still come and want to take shots with me. But I go, Miguel. And then he comes out like, yes. Don't matter if he's like in the bathroom or he's up in the attic or outside.
Does he have an Uber account connected to the restaurant?
Yeah. Well, he like hears it like, whoop, and he's like, boom, he's out there, yes. And he goes like this, yes.
He's all excited like my dog coming for the treats when he hears me wrinkle something in the cabinet. Man, no disrespect, brother.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man. Yeah.
But guests still, like, people still come and they're like, oh.
Do a shot with Jamie.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, okay.
Well, it's been 8 years of that.
Yeah.
I mean, last time you and I sat down at any great length, it wasn't a big piece, but we had a really great long conversation. And, that was kind of, I don't know, reintroducing you to Summerlin, but you don't need a reintroduction. I mean, you've been here 8 years this year, right?
Yes. It's been 8, almost, is it 8?
2017?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Look at you.
Oh, my gosh. I need to take some memory pills or something.
Those were some crazy days, though, because people, I mean, you came here from the Strip. You had been working in fine dining restaurants on the Strip. You opened over here. I remember. I didn't even know you were opening. I'm banging on the door of this place, trying over in my neighborhood, way the fuck in the Southwest. And at that time, it was like, okay, Brian Howard's moving off the Strip and Jamie Tran's moving off the Strip. And there were only a couple people that were really people that were as good as you guys and as experienced as you guys who wanted to go out into the burbs.
Exactly. Yeah. Like you were one of few names that were credited with bringing off-strip dining to Las Vegas because everything was always strip, strip, strip.
It was.
So, I'm going to go ahead and just fast forward a little bit. Talk about the last 8 years. Like, what got us here today?
Honestly, like 8 years, if I can like have like a picture you guys see, but I'm talking, it looks like, how those videos when they fast forward and there's nothing and all of a sudden it's like it starts moving fast and everything's building around as like nothing on the dirt and everything's like boop 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 boop. This was what it felt like opening it back, first opening this, and then there wasn't the Durango station and all this stuff. And
no, this is so grown up now, even without the Durango station.
It's been like, I think I used to hang out when my friend used to live out here and I lived in Henderson, and I used to come out here and he'll tell me go to Born and Raised, and there was like nothing, and there was the Vons, and then we went here and there, but he lived at a Rhodes Ranch, and then that's when then all of a sudden it's just like boom, 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 and then I think it's amazing because like I just felt like I think a lot of chefs, and I don't even think chefs. I think a lot of people are from other states, and they wanted to have like that home base where you know how when you live in like San Francisco and there's like let's go to that neighborhood restaurant or go to that restaurant.
Yep.
Let's go to the Mission District or go here, and then just wanted kind of like that, like that kind of home like restaurant instead of going to like. There's a lot of chain restaurants. Like, I don't.
This town
there's
had
nothing
way
wrong
too
with
many
it.
chain
Yes.
restaurants when I moved
Yeah,
here.
that's a
And
good
if you were in
point.
the burbs,
Yeah.
you know, you go into like Olive Garden and
Yeah,
shit.
that was your option,
and
right?
that was winning the RJ poll
Yeah.
every year, you know?
when my parents moved here, I think in 2000, they bought their house, and yeah, there was a Olive Garden and a Ciabattas or Chihuahuas or whatever the hell it's called. It starts with a C, but that's all there was in their area. And
Cheesecake Factory.
oh god,
I'm not gonna knock it because I do go. I just like the big old menu.
that is so
sometimes.
big.
Just world's biggest menu.
Let me pick your brain on that for a minute, actually. How do you feel about, I mean, I feel like big menus are coming back, and it's weird because there is way too many choices already.
Yeah. I'm still sticking with smaller menus
Thank
because
goodness.
because I feel like bigger menus, yeah, gives people option, but then like for me, it takes me forever to. But I still like sometimes going out to the Cheesecake Factory and seeing a novel and like, look, how do they? I honestly like, how do they store this? Why do they have?
Trying to
That's
figure
why
out
they're
what
so
their walk-in
big.
looks like.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh.
That's why those places are so big. They've got to put everything somewhere.
I'm like, what? I'm like, what sells? What doesn't sell? How long do they like rotate and stuff like that? I'm just like wondering. I haven't had a walk-in 8 years, so I don't even know what that's like.
Yeah, you came in here, a super tiny kitchen, very
Yeah.
small dining
Yep.
room, very small bar. You didn't come in with a huge, didn't take a huge jump out here. You were testing the waters, and clearly you were one of the first success stories really over here of your quality of food. There really was nothing of that quality in this neighborhood. And yet you're still here in the small place. You haven't decided to go out to a place that's double the size or anything like that. You just enjoy the level you're at here.
We were thinking about it before, and then I just thought about it. I was like, I don't know. Like, I remember again, we wanted to, but then I was all like, do I want to have? I did want to walk in. I'm not gonna lie,
Sure.
because I do want to walk in. I do want not a giant space, but I do want like a larger kitchen, just because I feel like there's things I'm still limited, so I try not to. I create what my space has. Like,
Yeah.
But it will. What's that movie? The dinosaur movie, when they're like it was like remember the dinosaur movie? He's like
Dinosaur.
Ice
movie.
Age?
no, the one that he was like Oh, it's in my head.
Land of the
He's like
Lost?
yeah, you know how he's like the dinosaur that his dad died and he went and he got lost, and then he was walking around and he found a little cave boy and they became friends. And
You
then
watch a lot of kids' movies.
I
with your nieces and nephews, don't
it was like
you?
the nature provides, that evil thing, but then the kitchen provides.
Yeah. But that brings up a good point, because you came out here, you didn't have a walk-in, you are in a small space, you're in the same small space.
Yeah.
And instead of making it bigger for the sake of making it bigger, you're saying, this is what my space allows me to do. So you have some things that you would like to do, but you're not necessarily trying to break those walls down and make it any larger.
No, but I don't want the dining room larger, because I like the intimacy of just having a smaller front house. Just because I remember just working for the bigger restaurants and stuff like that, and I didn't feel like it was like I told Charlie Palmer. He asked me what did I wanted to do after I left, and I said I want to be in a smaller restaurant because I feel like it's more intimate. It's more, you can actually see the people, and like I'm not a big talker or anything, but it's actually like more, I know, connected. You're more connected with people instead of like, when you work in big restaurants, people come, they go, convention come and they go, and they come and they go. I feel like it's more business in the sense where it's more turn and burn. I don't know how to say turn and burn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People a lot of times,
Yeah.
too, that only come in for the big occasions. They only come in once a year. And here being in the neighborhood, I'm sure you know a lot of your customers who come in here all the time.
Some of them I'm high from, but just like
Probably me. I would say.
no. There's like this one guy who comes in and he used to wait for me to get out of the bathroom when I go to the bathroom. And he kind of scared me.
Okay, no creepers.
Yeah, no creepers. So what is it like when you are rethinking a menu or you're thinking about how Vegas is changing or even just your neighborhood when you talk about, like San Francisco, we're both from the Bay Area,
Yeah.
you go to a certain part, just like a lot of us do here in Vegas. You have your little corner of the world.
Yeah.
When you're doing that and you're thinking of the space you have and what it allows you to do, how does that fuel your creativity? How does it make you make changes in the back if you need to make changes?
When I make changes in the back, I do want to stick with when we open. I still want to think about, just because everything's so expensive, I still want to go with like same quality, but I don't want to jack up the price. Just because like if the certain cuts are like expensive, I'll go to cuts that people don't usually utilize, but then it's still a good cut, but it's just not familiar and it hasn't been mainstream yet. I like using those parts because a lot of like I feel like in everybody's family growing up, your parents utilize all the parts of the animals and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So I feel like
My parents utilized whatever was in the fucking grocery store. Those parts of the animals. That was it, man.
We did that, but you're right. I mean, my parents, there was a lot of us that, so they would buy in bulk. And if the bones didn't go into something, they went into a stock.
Yeah.
If that didn't go into something, it got chopped into something else. Like exactly that kind of thing.
I remember that. Like I remember like in California, my dad's friend is a farmer. He'll come in a van with his wife and he'll open it up, and then he'll like, "What part, do you want?" It's like half of a pig and like pieces of meat. It's like, I don't know, it's funny, but they drove up and I just remember the van door opening and they're not kidnapping you, but they're opening it and they're selling you like pigs and stuff. My dad would get half of a pig, and then my mom and my dad, I will sit there, very Asian of us, on the floor with a big old circle cutting boards, and then my mom would chop, and then butcher it down. My dad would like take the parts that are not like usable, and he'll grind it, and then we'll have pork chops, we'll have this and that, and then he'll put it in a big freezer, and then we have I have 8 siblings, so they had to buy like that, and then we had to utilize everything. So certain things, like I remember making sausages. Not even having the sausage thing. You have to put it like.
Oh my
You have to
goodness.
stuff it.
Hand stuffing
Yeah.
sausages.
Dick, right? That's called a dick, that part that you're supposed to use, right?
I've always called it that.
Yeah. We didn't have that.
You didn't have a dick.
Didn't have one
Grew
connected
up
to your
without it.
KitchenAid
This
growing up.
Poor young lady grew up without a dick.
Oh my God.
What the?
I mean, I don't know. I'm the only person I've ever watched make sausage with Brian Howard. And
Right?
He told me that piece that goes
There
on
you
the
go.
grinder was called dick. He could have just been fucking with me.
Sure.
No.
Shout out to Brian. I love that.
Oh.
I call it the. I always go da.
Yep.
They know what I say.
You were watching your father literally break down an animal at what age?
Oh, I was always by their side. I can remember as far as 2 or 3. Like
Wow.
it's so weird. I have memories of some of my friends that you remember that age, and I say, yeah, I remember the sunshine. I remember the weather. I remember certain things. I remember when our house burnt down. I remember
My God, girl.
Damn.
I was like 3 when our house broke down.
Damn.
I remember the blue bowl with the chocolate chip cookie. I remember my mom talking to her friend, and then I'm just standing there bored. And then I don't want to get into it because then I look bad because I helped. I was a little kid. I didn't know
Yeah.
what I was
So I'm
doing.
curious about that. You and I have chatted a little bit before, so I want to bring it up now. How originally you weren't going to go into restaurant work. You weren't going into culinary. You wanted to do other things. And then we talk about you coming off the strip and having that history on the strip. How does all this come back around for you? Especially in a smaller neighborhood area versus something as touristy as the strip.
Actually, just like thinking about it, it's I'm like, oh, I forgot to take that towel down from the rain dripping. Sorry, I just got distracted.
She just got distracted by shiny objects.
What were you talking about?
About how you were
Okay,
talking about growing up, and Al was
yeah.
asking you, when did you start seeing this stuff? But then I remember you told me you didn't originally you weren't going into culinary.
I definitely didn't want to go culinary because, like, I honestly, me and my dad were just like, I tell the story a lot, but me and my dad were like headbutt. Like, I headbutt with him so much, and he's a chef. And I was like, I don't want to be like that old man. And then, so I tried my best to be everything under the sun. I went into Kingsonology. I wanted to be an orthopedic surgeon. I wanted to be an ophthalmologist. I wanted to be a CPA. I tried to do everything but a chef, but I was in the kitchen because my dad would tell me like, you want to play sports, you gotta earn your own money. So I'll work like on the weekends 10 hours, and he only gave me like $20 as a rip-off.
Cheap labor.
Wow.
He was.
File a labor board complaint
I
here.
was like, what the? And then I would like wash dishes, and he said, you can't stand around, you got to chop. And I'll be chopping, prepping, and then I wash. But he wouldn't let me clean the bathroom. Everything else he'll make me do. And then like we'll take breaks, like only 5 minutes. He's like, you're not gonna. We sit in the dry storage, and we'll eat our pack. My mom packed us lunch, and we'll eat that, and then he'll go back. And then he's a hot tempered chef, so I don't want to be like him. And I see him like get it with his cooks, and then the cook will walk out, and then he said he didn't want me to be on the line because he says dangerous for a girl. But then he ended up needing me, so he's like, get on the fryer, and I'll be like, okay. And then I went on the fryer. But then it's weird because every time he says I can't do something or whatever, I want to do it to prove him wrong. And then he'll tell me I can't go on the wok because it's big, and I might burn myself, and it's heavy, blah blah blah. When he says a lot, and then when I'll jump on saute because eventually I end up having to be on saute, and he keeps looking at me like, dang, he had that look. I still remember him looking at me with his one eye. He has one eye.
I was going to say, can we go back to that for a second? What was his other idea?
Was that part of the butting heads or?
No, he was in the Vietnam War, and he got like ambushed and shot. So he got like.
Oh my goodness.
He has like one eye from the war, and then so. We always call him Popeye because he has one eye.
Goodness.
That's nice. Yeah.
And he has like because you know how the wok is so heavy.
Oh sure.
So one of his arm is like buff, and the other one is like regular. And then so we're like,
I'm loving this.
Oh, man.
so like I don't know, just didn't want to be like him, and then I just end up like whatever he told me not to do, I'll jump on the wok when he was in the bathroom, and I was doing the orders, and he came back out. He was like, no. And then I was like, whatever, you only paying me $20 anyways. And then I said, this is for free. And then so I don't know. Then I eventually just my family and just sitting there one day, and my friends always said it too. They're like, you know what? Why are you trying to do all this stuff? And my brother calls me slimy. I was like, slimy.
Can we get one eye and slimy? Like, there's these details are just
And the
passing
Popeye
by.
arm. Don't forget the
right?
Popeye arm.
Why does your brother call you slimy?
I don't know. We call it. So our family, we're shit talkers. So we make fun of each other, and instead of saying Jamie, he's slimy. He calls me slimy.
Okay.
I don't know. And then so my family is either we pretend, fight each other, wrestle, or we make fun of each other and talk shit all the time. That's all we do. And then so my my sister makes fun of me because back then I was watching Smallville, and that was one of my favorite shows. And I was like, somebody save me. But she called me like Kyle, and then she was like, face your destiny. And I was like, shut up. And I was like, okay, I'll choose my major. I switched it 1,000 times. And then I switched it to business management. And I was like, okay, I don't need to be an accountant. But I should have stuck with that. But it's good
There's
to
no
know.
accountant. Nobody's bringing you on top accountant to see if you're any good, man. You
But
know?
dude, I like the to know all the detailed numbers now. I'm like, I was like, I could be like, I don't know. You could do,
So going from fighting with your dad, strip chef, starting part of the off-strip sort of dining revolution in Las Vegas so many years ago, going on Top Chef. Like you said, there's not Top Accountant, but there was Top
There
Chef.
should be.
Yeah, I'm sure we'd all tune in to watch that.
Abacus. That's your first
That
challenge.
would draw everybody away from the Kardashians, man. Who needs to see Kim's ass? I'm going
my
to go watch
God.
these people use a calculator.
I love it. I love it. So now you are the neighborhood chef, and you've done just this whole circle back into sort of the family-oriented, neighborhood thing. What has been the biggest? What do you feel has been your biggest reward, having gone through all of that change to get here?
The biggest reward, honestly, working in restaurants, you don't get the holidays. You don't get like the intimate thing again. You don't get holidays off and stuff. Just having a smaller restaurant and just seeing people come and saying hi to you, it's kind of more intimate. And also, we close during the holidays, so I've been able to be at homes on holidays the last 8 years. And then just the last 2 years, the last 2 summers for sure, I've been able to watch my niece grow up. I've been taking care of her since she was born. So being able to have being able to have a life. It's you're able to have that. I think if you balance it off, because I think if I was me 8 years ago, no, I wouldn't have a life. But I think I have that opportunity with this restaurant to start trying to figure out that balance now. I don't think I would find that balance if I'm working for somebody else, because I feel like if I work for somebody else, I would not want to disappoint them. And I was like, oh no, people pleaser. So I'm like trying to get everything, like, you know, always on top, making sure the numbers are right, making sure this is food cost is down, labor cost is down, make sure you're always creating, making sure this and that and that. It burns you out. That's
Yeah.
like 18-hour days. Like you have, if you want good quality, you're like, you really put yourself into it in every little part. So I think, I don't know, just being in the neighborhood and just having this small restaurant, and just like, it reminds me of just going in my dad's restaurant and just being with him, and like he was in the small neighborhood restaurant, and they knew him. They always call him Can because his name is Gun, but they call him Can. And then Can. And then so like he knows his guests, and he's a little crazy too. I used to see him yell at the guests, some guests.
Oh gosh.
He said, "You get out now, fucking you." Ooh, can I cuss?
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, we like to say fuck.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
He said it, not me. He always said, "Fucking you, see it."
So when you did go on TV, you know, I've watched a lot of those shows, and it kind of cracks me up that some of these people go on. They're fantastic television personalities.
Yeah.
But then they get thrown like well, not easy like I could do it, but the easiest chef tasks, I would think, right? Like break down this or you know, do this. And they can't do it because they all just, you know, want to run a restaurant. But I'm assuming you could. Did you have an advantage because you had done all that grunt work growing up?
I think, honestly, that was an advantage, but also I don't know how to describe it. Being in that environment, you become dumb. I'm not going to, you do, because all of a sudden, I think the anxiety just gets to you because, like, there's cameras in your face and people don't see it because you have, like, one camera here. And then you have the producers talking to you, like, speak up louder, talk to me, answer this question. You're trying to chop. And you're like, oh, my gosh. And then when they're trying to force you to have a conversation. And then and some people don't want to talk because they're like, I'm busy, I don't want to talk. And then so there's times when I had to just talk to myself like I'm talking to somebody, and they had to add that person in later. Oh my goodness! And then
I love reality TV.
I know. Exactly. I was just gonna say.
It's definitely I was like, this is weird, and then I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it feels like there's a lot of reality missing from this reality type TV.
You know, a friend of mine recently told me that when I'm going to say it was a she, was on a reality TV show, somebody gave them the advice of like, do your hair differently every day, do your makeup differently every day, because that way they can't put together two things you said on different days and make it into one sentence.
I like that advice.
They made you look the same though, and they tried to. You're not supposed to gain weight too, kind of, in a way.
My God.
Because we were like, it looks like freshman Friday, or like freshman
15, yeah.
15. You just eat like.
Because you're just kind of living in dorms and hotel rooms
You get
or something,
to drink
aren't
on
you?
Top Chef, right?
You only could drink wine and beer. I'm allergic to wine, and then the beer, I was like, I can't be a puffy tummy running around.
So they're being a little more. It's not the Marcel shaving head
God.
years anymore.
I think that's why they stopped.
Yeah.
Because of I think that season they were saying that. I think somebody was saying that because they did tell me that they'll give me a bottle of whiskey if I go. That's when I was drinking, and I was like, okay, that's okay, as long as I get that. And then they were like, okay, no, we're not going to give it to you. We'll give it to you at the end.
Yeah,
I
that's good, man. Don't let people film you while you're wasted, man.
Oh, boy.
So, Chef, you've been bringing out some dishes for us. I know you're going to come back in the kitchen again, bring us out some others. But to tell people who have been here maybe a few times in the past, what's the general menu now? Have you changed it up a lot? Or is there a theme that you're going with these days that's a difference from the beginning?
I'm still doing the Vietnamese like undertone notes in the food, and I'm still trying to use like more technique, so it's more prep heavy. So it's still that French technique to it, but then now I'm just like going with like what I feel and what I want, and I think it's a little bit more of like a global comfort, but focusing a little bit more in the Southeast Asian realm, particularly. But again, it's still I'm focusing on creative, but not like but with a value.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, everything you've brought out so far has been delicious, and I'm sure that things you bring out next will be delicious as well.
I'm so
Everything's
excited.
Awesome,
I
man.
came hungry today. I'm ready.
I still have those bao sliders.
Oh, those bow sliders. You
Yeah, I
still
know.
do the salmon skin
Salmon
taco?
skin
I
tacos.
can't take those off because the guests like
We'll
there's certain
revolt.
things-
You know that.
Yeah, so I'm like certain things. I'm actually thinking of just verbalizing the beef crisp. I know people like that,
Oh.
but I just want to put some new stuff on, and
Yeah.
I have new stuff that's coming, or that is. But there's certain things like you know, it's been 8 years. Sometimes I know you guys like it, but
You know what's funny? I tell this story all the time. Jamie's heard it all
Yeah.
the time. But the first time I had her salmon skin taco was at a taco festival downtown,
Oh,
the
hell
Zappos
yes.
building, and everybody was doing it. And I was one of the judges. There were a lot of judges.
Yeah.
We were going around marking our numbers. And my two favorite tacos of that day were Jamie's salmon skin taco and Taco Tarian, who didn't have a
Mm-hmm. Yes.
store yet. They were brand new.
That's right.
John Simmons was out there with them and helping them. You know, and that's why I went over, because I knew John. And those were my two favorites. And you're still serving the salmon
I
skin
think
taco.
they're still. I think that
And Taco
qualifies
Tarian
absolutely.
is crushing it these days. So, man, that was a good event.
Yeah, I love that because it's something that is uniquely you. I don't know anybody else that does it. I know there was that crisp or fried or whatever it was called on Netflix.
Yes.
That was really fun because it was such a short little thing that they did, but it highlighted that dish, and it's so simple looking. But then you make it, and you just have even more respect for something that is just so lovely and light. But so much went into that, and I love it.
I remember that taco on the bed. And that filming of that thing was long. It was 15 hours, and then I was like, only 10 seconds.
I was going to say for
Everything
like
on-
5 minutes of
yeah.
something.
Everything on TV is fucking long.
It was long, and they made me hold the basket for a long time. My arms started like shaking. I was like, am I doing? Kung Fu
You need to
right
work on your
now?
Popeye arms.
I was like,
Yeah, that's why you need Popeye arms. What the fuck? Hey, Jamie, we could do this forever, but I'm getting hungry again.
Okay.
The other food's running out, and we do have to move on. We got the news. We got the happy hour report coming up, all sorts of stuff.
Do.
Thanks so much for having us again. We're going to thank you again at the end of the show. We thank you all the time. We're so happy to be back in here. But yeah, the happy hour report is next, followed by the news. This is Food and Loathing.
Need a restaurant recommendation? Then you need Neon Feast, the most convenient, most comprehensive, and most trustworthy collection of Las Vegas restaurant recommendations on the internet. Veteran food journalist Al Mancini, whom you might remember from, listening to this podcast, asked the city's top chefs, restaurateurs, critics, journalists, and influencers for their favorite spots in more than 100 categories. Why take the advice of an anonymous online wannabe or a paid influencer? Neon Feast will tell you where people in the industry send their family and friends for a great date night, to watch a big game, or get a taste of Old Vegas. Looking for a great steakhouse? You want a great burger? Maybe a little caviar? Need a place in Summerlin South, the Arts District, or Seven Hills? Las Vegas brings the neon. Local foodies provide the feast at neonfeast.com or the Neon Feast mobile app.
You know what time it is. Happy Hour Report is here. Andrew Morgan from Happy Hour Vegas is here. And sorry, I'm stumbling on things today, but that's because we're coming to you from a happy hour right now.
Correct. There's no better place on the planet right now.
So tell everybody where we are, and then tell them what we're talking about this week.
We are at Basilico, and this is definitely one of my favorite happy hours, and their sister restaurant Palette downtown Arts District. But today we're going to be talking about oysters.
People love oysters. People, more than they love oysters, they love a deal on oysters. There are very few things that people respond to as much as they do for a deal on oysters. They're always seeking that elusive deal that they got when they were younger, and I think you've got a few that would match what I had when I was younger.
I know. I should get the buckashuck tattooed on me because I'm all about the dollar oysters, and there's a few of them here. But yeah, it's really good. Like, we're in the R months, right? So that means it's oyster season, and oyster season is such a great time here in Vegas, especially for happy hours, and there's a bunch of them here. So, for example, if you wanted to go for those dollar oysters that I was talking about, Wednesdays at Basilico here, where we're at, we just had some, which are great.
That's on the west side, by the way. We're on Buffalo near, what is that over there? Patrick.
Yep.
Yes.
Patrick and Buffalo, you're on the west side. And
So
then
they do the $1. Oh, sorry about that. There we go. I'm messing everything up. They do the $1 oysters on Wednesdays, you're saying?
They do $1 oysters on Wednesdays, and so that's a fantastic deal. But they also offer the same thing at their other restaurant, Palette, in the Arts District. So buck a shuck oysters. You can't go wrong with that. Nice little mignonette, some citrus. I mean, come on. And then, the other part of it's still happy hour, so you're still getting amazing, drink deals. And if oysters aren't your thing, then they got other stuff on the menu as well. So really top shelf. It's really good.
You've got the full happy hour listings for everybody you're telling us about over at happyhourvegas.com, right?
Absolutely. So we've got, the real oyster magic, oyster happy hour magic, happyhourvegas.com. We have a page dedicated to happy hour oysters. So anything from the Strip to Henderson, off Strip, here in Basilico, etc.
Okay, so we got 2 places that have dollar oysters. Give me another place or 2 that have good deals.
Yeah. So if you're talking on the Strip, you got Proper Eats at the Aria, and it's pretty straightforward. You can write this one down if you want. It's $2 an oyster. That's all. That's it. No frills, man.
Is that every day?
It's every day, every happy hour, yeah. So then you also have Momofuku at the Cosmopolitan. This is one of my favorite ones. So it's $10, half a dozen, so a little higher price than the dollars, but great mignonette sauce, $8 beers, $10 highballs. So again, awesome happy hour, especially if you're ordering the oysters. Last one, also on the Strip, Sugarcane at the Venetian. So I was lucky enough to go there not too long ago. $15 for half a dozen. These are chef's selection oysters, but they also have, $7 beers, $8 wine, stuff like that. So again, really great experience and great oysters.
There you go. So it's always a good time to say shuck it. We will be back with Andrew next week, but for now, go to happyhourvegas.com and get all your happy hour news. I love that we had the happy hour report because Jamie brought us this food a while ago, and then she sat down. Now she's still bringing more.
I know.
Food.
Oh my God!
I was just about to say I got to taste everything during the happy hour report, but now there's more coming. Jamie, what the hell are you doing for us?
This is like kind of play on my version of an Indonesian smashed chicken. Instead of a regular traditional sambal sauce, I did a green sambal sauce, and then obviously I love pickles and acid with fried. Some jicama with lime leaf vinaigrette, and the sticky rice to go with it.
Oh my God, I love it.
That's awesome. Could you set it right there? And so we ate our faces off during the
Yeah, we
report,
did.
the happy hour report. So what are you liking the most here?
It's hard because they're all so different. So I love the dumpling. I love the texture of the wrapper. I love that bite, that really bright, crisp. Is it lemongrass and some and that chili oil you talked about? The rib is freaking amazing.
The rib is fucking awesome. I love that rib.
You get that caramelized crispy bit, and then you bite in, and it just falls off the bone. It's super tender. I love the fish. I love what you said about the texture, almost like uni. Yes. And then when you bite it with the coconut cracker, absolutely perfect. The lamb meatball, I think, was the most surprising because you're right. It looks Italian at first glance,
yeah, and
but then you notice
not an
it's
Italian
mint,
dish.
and that lamb is so good.
You know what I like? Because a lot of people buy, this, Gemini, you go into a place, you order lamb, and it tastes like fucking beef, right? And a lot of chefs I think they're breeding lambs. It tastes like cows. For the people who like to say, I like to order lamb, but then they complain that it's too fucking gamey, right? Like, you're a dick if you do that, by the way. But yeah, this is lamb that tastes like lamb. Sue's going to be so mad she missed those.
I like the lamb, but I like to balance it out because I know lamb can be gamey and punches people. But I feel like if you pair it with certain ingredients and just balance it, like, the sweet, spicy, umami kind of thing, and then just not throw it in the back burner, but also, like, let them all dance together.
Yeah, highlight it. I like that a lot.
Thank you very much, Chef. Dance away. You keep dancing in that kitchen.
Oh, my God.
So our happy hour report on oysters is kind of a good segue into our first bit of news.
Yeah.
Andrew mentioned the Basilico happy hour.
Yep.
But I have news on the main menu of Basilico.
Okay.
We were both there having the happy hour, and then we were talking to Joe, etc. Joe Valdez, chef, recently revamped the menu, and here he is telling you about it.
We rolled out a few new pastas, 3 new pizzas yesterday, quite a few new of our antipasti, and almost all of our entrees are different. Some of our highlights are crispy pork belly with culatura and fig sauce is absolutely killer. Couple of the pizzas, the mortadella and prosciutto pizza, 2 of my top favorites right now for sure. We've got butternut squash agnolotti, my bucatini fra diablo, really, really killer. And then, like I said, almost all of our entrees have been totally revamped.
Is there a theme to this reboot or this revamp? Is it a seasonal? Are you bringing in fall flavors, or is it just to mix it up for your regulars?
Yeah, certainly we brought some fall flavors, with things like the butternut squash agnolotti, the black mission fig and port wine sauce with our pork belly, really, really great. And then, some one-offs. I changed my pork chop for sure. It's got sweet vermouth, cipollini, onions, and pepperdew peppers now instead of that old broccolini and sweet potato mixture I did. And then, we've got great chidori chicken with crispy polenta and some onion and fennel sous vide. Really, really killer stuff.
If you have been wondering what's going to be done with the old downtown cocktail room space, the historic lounge has closed, of course, but I received an invitation to a sneak preview of a new spot called White Whale.
Ooh.
The address, 111 South Las Vegas Boulevard.
Okay.
All you got to do is enter that into your Google machine, and you will see it's the old DCR space. I'll tell you more when I get that preview next week.
Awesome.
Coat is now open in the Venetian. I would tell you a lot about it, but I don't think I was invited to that opening night party. I know I didn't go. As I've mentioned in the past, it doesn't bother me when I don't get invited to shit, man. There's a lot of people. People got to see it. But if I can't see the place, I can't tell you much about it. So here's what I know, basically. Yes. Korean barbecue. It's on the pricey side. It's a spinoff of a joint in the Flatiron District in New York, and it's in the Venetian. If you want more information than that, apparently Rebecca Rolland gets invited to things that I don't. She's regional editor for Eater. Yeah. She should. It makes sense. She's got a nice long interview with the founder of Coat, Simon Kim. Read that over at Eater Vegas. There's also a menu online.
Okay, cool.
Can we talk about salmon-gate?
Can we please? What the hell happened?
Yeah,
I know very little, and I'm still confused.
I don't read enough TikTok or wherever the video people live. But for those of you, a lot of you might have followed this, but basically, somebody came into Carson Kitchen downtown, which is dealing with so fucking much. That street is torn up. And
it's always torn up, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting so fucking hosed. And, what is it? 7th and A?
Yep.
No, 7th and Carson. Sorry, 7A used to be a bar I got drunk in New York. 7th and Carson, they're suffering from it. A lot of people, Natalie Young moved out of that neighborhood.
Yep.
These guys are dealing with a lot of fucking construction. If you're going to say something negative about them, at least know what the fuck you're talking about, because they don't need any publicity other than positive and true publicity. Of course, if they suck, you could say it, but I've never had a sucky experience in Carson Kitchen. So apparently somebody, what'd she call herself?
Brit something?
Brit somebody something. Yeah, I didn't write it down apparently. Oh, Brit Critiques Vegas.
Oh, Jesus.
So, so she came in, she went there.
I'm going to hold you because I want to hear the story. We have another dish coming.
Oh, man. Last dish. What do we got, Chef?
So this is more traditional Vietnamese. So it's like grilled beef, and I used like ribeye and my New York, so utilizing all the scraps and stuff, and beetle leaf, and then marinated it like just the way my mom did when I was younger, but just tweak it up a bit. Then I kind of did a play on this Singapore crab sauce, so it can be like a surf and turf, kind of like a surf and turf lettuce noodle wrap with vermicelli, and then grilled scallion oil.
Oh my God!
Thank you, Chef. Please
that
set that
looks
down.
Amazing.
Another new thing to dig into.
I'll push that way.
But I'm going to tell people the stupid story of
I want to hear more of
salmon-gate,
this
if I can. So this influencer or whatever the fuck they call people who do things on Influenceville. She went in. I think it's a she. Went in and got pissed off because she ordered steelhead trout and she believed they served her salmon. And she went online, complained about it. Let me make this clear.
Didn't just ask somebody?
Huh?
Didn't just ask somebody?
I don't believe she even asked the chef the first time she was there. I don't think she made herself known.
Okay.
Double check that for facts.
Yeah.
But, and basically trashed them. Now, I've got to say, steelhead trout and salmon look so fucking similar. They look alike in the store.
Yeah.
They look alike when you're cooking them. They look alike on your fucking plate.
Yeah.
And I don't think most people are going to know the taste difference, because most of the taste difference is going to be in the things they do with that fish, right? Like, let's be honest, a lot of fish, you notice the texture, right? They're more of a texture vehicle, something like that. And in this way, I believe steelhead trout lives up to everything that salmon could do, texture-wise and all that, right? But at the end of the day, they were serving her steelhead fucking trout, and she complained. So Vegas Starfish, whom I've only met once.
Yeah.
She seems like a nice enough person.
Sure. Not better, but I've seen some of her stuff.
Yeah, and
absolutely.
She's, there was a time when I thought all she did was do negative stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was either wrong, seeing the wrong things, or else she's progressed to being more of just a journalist. She breaks news in this town.
Okay.
She knows things that are happening. I have a lot of respect for her.
Yeah.
So she went in and ate there by herself and filmed her food and was like, "This shit's great." And
What's your problem?
Yeah, what's your problem? And so the person took down the original post, but then put up a new post.
Oh, no.
Saying something.
They doubled down, didn't they?
Yeah, doubled down on it, and then sent Corey
Fucking
a
A.
cease and desist order. I think, right? As a guy who's gotten douchebag cease and desist orders in my life, you know who you fucking are. Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, Gemini.
I'm sorry. Wait. I don't know this person. I'm not talking about anything other than what I'm hearing. They went in, got pissed off that they didn't know what they were eating. Mm-hmm. Pulled it down. So obviously they felt that there was some wrongdoing there.
Right.
And then doubled down on why they were pissed off?
Yeah, and I think they turned it into a customer service
Oh my
thing.
God.
Maybe.
And then
I'm
sent
not
us
sure.
cease and desist.
And Corey's like Corey Hartwell.
I'm
who
sorry,
runs
I
the
can't help
place.
but laugh.
Corey's like, I'm sending her fucking receipts for my steelhead trout delivery from my fucking fish person, like, what the fuck? And, like, I really do want to be honest. It's easy to confuse those two fish. Very easy.
But
I've
why
had them
blow
as
this up?
sashimi. I've had them as sushi and sashimi where they're similar, But why? Like, you got to take on a big dog in order to make yourself big?
And that's what I'm wondering. Like, and this is why. I don't know this person. I'm not saying anything about anything other than this story. What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's just it's a whole lot of, I don't know, what is that? Look at me, like little kids
Yeah.
do.
I always felt when I started being a food writer that a lot of people, and the reason so many food writers are douchebags, or even music critics are douchebags for this ways too. Because when you are a small person living in, a regular sized town, writing for a small paper or writing for your own channel that's, just trying to get started.
Yeah.
That was never me. There's nothing that makes you feel bigger than fucking taking down somebody who's big.
Yeah.
Right? And saying something negative, knowing you got their attention.
Sure.
Right? That makes, if you got the attention of somebody famous, then you must be important, right?
Yeah.
And Carson Kitchen, great local restaurant, founded by the late Chef Kerry Simon. You got to know how much I love him. You go read the 4 articles I wrote about him recently.
Go to foodandloathing.vegas and read Al's work.
Yeah. So that's all I got.
I mean, I know that over the years, I'm sure I've been a bit of a douche. I mean, it happens.
I'm pretty sure I've seen you be a bit of a douche.
I'm sure you have.
I've been
I'm
a
sure
bit of a
people have
douche.
called me out on it, and
Yeah.
I'm glad they have. It's a learning experience. That's why I keep saying I'm only focusing on this, and I just don't see why you would put that much energy into being that angry about something. I just don't. Yeah.
Yeah. I
That's
don't
my
get
biggest
it.
thing.
Like, did she run a steelhead trout farm or something? I don't fucking know. We've gone so long today.
But
This new food is great, by the way.
This new food is amazing. But I do think that's what we have for the news today. Just today, though. There's going to be more next week. Plenty. Because I know you and I have a lot of stuff going on this week.
Lots good.
And there's other things you can do to keep up with us.
Oh my God, that meat's so good.
That's my next one. We've been putting a ton of stuff out there on foodandloathing.vegas in the news. Again, go read the stuff about Carrie. You can read examples about Letitia Mitchell's story, Letty's on Maine, Letitia Cucina.
Yeah.
Make sure I'm saying that right.
Cantina
check
Boulder. Yeah,
Cantina.
what we basically did was I took the interview we did while you were gone.
Yep.
We just talked to her for
Loved
about
it.
20, 30 minutes, and I basically, chopped it up for pieces and told a little story about the history of Letitia if you don't know. And we got to do that
that's what we want to do. Yeah. So you're also going to get a summary of the story on the yacht. You're going to get more on Robuchon's anniversary. And of course, every Tuesday you get brand new dining and entertainment update by Bob Barnes. Most recent update has news on a grunge-themed beer festival, a wine tasting at Sonoma Cellars, a whiskey dinner at Gaetano's, and happenings at Zazura Cucina, Twin Creek Steakhouse, the Ren Fair, not called that here. I forget what it's called.
It's called the fucking chivalry.
Oh,
Age
yes,
or
it is.
some shit.
Yes.
Did I ever tell you about the time I got yelled at by my friends? We went to the Age of Chivalry, and I was wasted. We were up all night the night before, and I was high as a kite. And I went and took a nap in the King's tent, and that's apparently not good.
Oh, really?
I've been told. Yeah, people freak the fuck out on me. So there may be a warrant out for my arrest in Chivalry
It may
Town.
be. in Chivalry Town.
But Bob's got all the info
He
on
does.
that, too.
And there's also a deep dive into the Rock and Grapes Wine Club on Water Street. That's in Old Town Henderson. You'll find our writings at happyhourvegas.com. Visit lasvegas.com, thelist.vegas and its newsletter, the Town Summerlin, the Las Vegas Advisor, and lva.com.
We're fucking everywhere.
You can hear Al on the Highway Drive radio networks every week. You see him every few weeks on the CW's ARC show. We are everywhere you are to recommend good food and educate you on local dining. And, maybe teach you something about trout and salmon.
Yeah, we should do a trout salmon show. I asked Corey if he wants to come on, but he's like, I get the feeling he's going to let his lawyers deal with it. I don't know. He didn't say anything about that.
I can't even believe it's going that far. But you know what? Enjoy what you're doing out there. Go support the little guys that are getting stuck behind all this construction. On behalf of Al Mancini and Rich Johnson, that brings us to the end of this week. It is great being back. Find us again next week. Stay hungry.